All right, so today what we're going to be looking at is the Medford M-48. Pretty cool knife. The thoughts and everything that went behind it. Short story, if anyone haven't seen it. Greg got with General Patton's grandson or great-grandson, wanted to do an homage knife to him. They say he never carried a knife, which I don't buy that at all. Maybe not in the military, but so he designed it after what he thought he would carry, and and it represents itself in the knife itself, so to speak. So you've got the aluminum, kind of like a hybrid knife, aluminum show scale, and you've got the titanium lock side, and this one is in S35VN. It's kind of hard to see. So this was a Blade Show pickup when they dropped them. I ended up getting it from somebody who was at the show, spent too much money. First thing I noticed when I got it wasn't any grind lines on it, and I don't know if that's because of they wanted to, I don't know, maybe shine it up a little bit for it to sell. I do want to pick up one that has the grind lines on it. We'll get specs out of the way real quick. 8.6 overall, blade length of 3.9, blade stock thickness 1.25, and it's about 3.5 ounces. Everything made in the US. It is on bearings. It's very smooth, very snappy. So the tank tread is from the tank tread pattern from the M48 patent tank that he made. So that's the actual tread that you would see it, on the ground or whatever. So you got that on there. You've got his dog Willie. I believe that was a bull terrier, I think. Then you've got the 4 stars for his rank, 4-star general. And then this here, if I can find it, I just love when they do this on the blades, where it says made in USA. I can't get it to focus in on that right there on the spine of the blade. It's hard to see. There we go. But the action on this knife is great. It's got a very deep pocket clip. This one, I don't know if they make the new ones in titanium, but this one's steel. And it's pretty interesting how they did the pocket clip too, is he wanted it to ride over but not catch up here in your jeans. And it works very well. Sits really low in the pocket. Perfectly centered, of course, like any Medford. It's got the hidden stop pins in there, so it does have that noise. This one does, and the thing I love the most about this knife, I think, aside from the feel, the action, and everything, is this Magnus Tip, he calls it. So it comes out, and the tip is like really stout. It would look better with the grind lines. You can kind of tell a little bit better how that's ground. And this thing came razor sharp. One, I would just do a size comparison real quick against the Sebenza. Kind of the same. Sebenza's a little heavier, thickness wise. Roundabout's the same. I think the Medford is just a little bit thicker, but it is lighter. And why they have this hole here, I think it's just for aesthetic, purposes. Does look cool. Maybe it's, I don't know, a rangefinder or something like that. I'm not sure about that. Don't quote me on that. Flips really well, actions really well. Pocket clip is reversible, so it has the, you can see it underneath there, it's got the pocket, so you can reverse the clip. Lanyard hole, which I wish knives just didn't come with them. I mean, I understand. And I asked somebody one time what lanyard holes are for, and he's like, well, I've got arthritis, it makes it easier to get it out of the pocket. And I was like, oh, well, okay, that makes sense. Okay. So I don't knock it, it's just aesthetically, I think it would make the knife look better without the lanyard holes in them, but that might just be me. So I've had this for a long time. Like I said, the ergonomics, you know, you get a full grip on it. There's no jimping. I don't think there's any necessary for this style of knife. You know, it's not, you know, the overbuilt Medfords that you're, you know, I mean, look how thin that blade stock is. There's that made in USA right there. It just looks so good. Everything's nice and kind of rounded off. You got a hardware, I believe it's T8. I think that's T25, or it might be T27 on the pivot. I got your over travel stop. As far as hardware goes, not a lot on this knife. So they did this so well. And there's a lot of people out there on, like, if I post it, like, they want me to like compare it, like, would you get the Antic or the M-48? Well, I can see where they're coming from as far as size and carry profile. Of course, this one doesn't have a deep carry pocket clip, and like what I tell them is, you know, they're two different knives, and whatever your deployment method is, but I'll have a video on that some other time. But it's completely different than the Antic, size-wise, and feel in hand is somewhat equivalent to one another. But let's see, what else can I say about this? Access to the lock bar is good. It's not the best. If it were to be it's a little aggressive, more than I would like. But there again, Greg doesn't make his knives to be like just super fidget knives. He makes knives, you know, as a tool. And that's okay too, because I give me a knife and I'll fidget with it. I don't care how it is, unless it's a lockback. but yeah, so this one was made in April of 2021, and then you got your kind of a batch number of 109. And how they do that, so you've got your month is 4, so that's April, and then you've got the 1 would be 21. So that's how they're that's how you know the age of the knife. I know a lot of people don't know about that. I know most people do know about that, but just pointing that out. Things I would change about it: a little bit better access to the lock bar. Aside from that, I can't think of anything. Do want one with the grind lines. You know, I know they're changing that over, so I'll have to get one sooner or later. Kind of want an all PVD one. But yeah, so, you know, ergonomically fits really well. It's a slicer, but people are going to say, oh, you know, knives are made for certain things. This one I could definitely see being used more as a slicing knife, and with that huge thick tip right here, you could stab something with this and do it. You're not going to break this tip. I wish you could see how that kind of, and it looks really good too. I mean, it just looks phenomenal. I wish he would do it on some of his other knives, but and he may, but I'm not sure. So there again, tank tread pattern, very cool. It doesn't give you, a lot of you can feel it. It's in there really well. It's deep engraved, and it's not going to wear off or anything like that. It's in the aluminum really well. Pocket clip retention is perfect. Just a beautiful knife. And I don't know what these go for. I think they're, since prices have changed, I think they're around $560. When I got this one, I believe they started at $500. And yes, Medfords are expensive, and I know this stigma around them, but as long as I've been collecting knives, you get to, you find a brand and you can try and compare other things to. I know there's a lot of other knives that are good too. I've got a lot of knives that are good, but Medford does a really good job as far as, well, everything, fit, finish, construction, customer service. They've got their legacy program where you can send it in and have things modified. This knife, I don't think I would modify anything on, just kind of because it doesn't need it, because the way I understand, he made the knife like General Patton was kind of a straight line guy. He wanted everyone in line correctly, dressed properly, so that he wanted to make the knife to where it would fit in the pocket. It's slim, it's light, goes in there, you wouldn't be able to see it. And that, from what I understand, when these dropped, when he posted a YouTube video about it, that was a long time ago, but I'm trying to remember, but I'm pretty sure that's where it came from. But yeah, if you're looking at around the same price as a full tie Sabenza, which they are all full tie except for the carbon fiber ones. But for me, I'm not saying anything. I'm not a fan of Chris Reeves knives. Don't know if I want to keep this in the collection or not. I appreciate him and all he's done for the knife community and everything like that. But I would go with the Medford. And these are around the same price point, the Antic, which I'll do a video on one of these days. Same price point for a bare bones model. I think it's just for, I don't know, these are just kind of, I don't know. That's a whole different, I've already got a video on that where I point everything on. But short and sweet video, good ergos, came extremely razor sharp. Let's see. Yeah, this takes it right off there. Don't have any paper in front of me, sorry. But yeah, if you have the means to just handle one, I know they're expensive. I've mostly got expensive knives. I try and stick in with US made. I would never have a China knife on here. So there's going to be one, and it's controversial, and that it's kind of be like beating a dead horse. But get your hands on one. You feel it, you like it. It's kind of a no-brainer at that point if you got the money for it. There's a lot of knives out there for the money, but Sabenzas are around the same price point. Some Striders around the same price point, and you're getting the same, hybrid aluminum, titanium. But overall, would I recommend this knife for everyday carry? I'm not a huge flipper only guy. I do like them if they've got the good action, which this one does. If you have any more questions about anything, let me know in the comments. If I missed anything, let me know in the comments. I appreciate you guys watching. Just hit the subscribe and like button. I appreciate it. And I'll see you next time. Thanks.